Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Barbara Ham Lee. It's a two-topic broadcast today on Another View. First, it's a familiar sight, and you may have even participated in the building of a brand new home for a low-income family, courtesy of Habitat for Humanity's Hampton Roads. But now there's a new way to provide affordable housing, and you'll learn all about rebuilding the American dream. And in the second half of our show, it's open season to enroll in health care insurance as part of the Affordable Care Act. We have all the information you need to protect you and your family. Stay tuned. Another View is next, right after this news from NPR.
Discussing today's topics from an African American perspective, this is Another View.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Another View. I'm Barbara Ham Lee. A jam-packed show for you today. Later in the program, we'll talk about the open enrollment period to sign up for affordable health care. But first, we're going to talk about how low-income families can rebuild the American dream through rehab. Joining me to talk about it is the Executive Director of Habitat for Humanity's Hampton Roads, Wayne Lavender. Hi, Wayne.
Hi, Barbara. It's great to be here. Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much for joining me today. The Director of Family Services, Carla Holmes. Hi, Carla.
Hello, Barbara. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. And Habitat homeowner, Ms. Tia Case. Hi, Tia. How are you?
Hi, Barbara. How are you?
I'm doing great. So I want to start with the whole idea. Everybody has that picture in their mind of building a home from the ground up, Wayne, and going into being able to help. And the thought is, I think, that everything is donated and the new owner puts that sweat equity in and they just move in and everything's hunky-dory. Is that it?
Yeah. There's two myths about Habitat for Humanity. The first, it was founded by Jimmy Carter.
Right.
The Carters became involved 8 years after we were organized. And the Carters are what made the organization really spread across our country and across the world. Mm-hmm. Our affiliate was founded in 1988, 4 years after the Carters became involved. We have built or rehabbed 200 houses since that time. The second myth is that we give homes away. We don't give homes away. We don't have a set of keys and just give them to people. Our families work on the house, like you said, sweat equity, between 250 and 400 hours, depending on the size of the family, and they pay monthly mortgages to us, usually at 30 years. Now, what we're able to do is, because we have so many volunteers and donations of material like siding or roofing or sheetrock, whatever it is, we're able to pass on those cost savings to the families, and we don't charge interest. That's a huge difference. The Bible twice says you shouldn't charge interest. Now, we tend to ignore that and imagine the United States in a society without interest. But we're a faith-based organization. We don't charge interest, so typically our families can purchase a house from us for maybe a third or half as much as they're paying right now in rent. So it's an incredible opportunity.
And out of those 200 houses, I didn't realize that you all actually rehab homes too, as opposed to building from the ground up.
We've discovered that it's more economic. It makes more economic sense for us to rehab houses because of the Great Recession, which impacted every person in this room and maybe many of your hearers as well. The Great Recession was horrific, and we're still feeling the effects as the economy sluggishly rebounds. But a number of homes were foreclosed. So we're able to purchase homes from cities. We were given homes from banks. We take these homes that have been abandoned, maybe nobody's lived in them for a year, 2 years, 5 years. We can rehab them at a cheaper rate than new construction. And when we take these houses from being abandoned, we're able to help the value of other homes on the street because we get a family back in there. We fix it up for maybe a third of what it costs to build new construction. We put that new house or the new family in. It saves the property values for the whole area. It really helps people, like we say, rebuild the American dream.
Tia, let me talk to you about, you just recently, I believe, moved into a home?
Yes.
Not too long ago?
Yeah.
So tell me your story. What made you decide to go the Habitat route?
Well, pretty much I was in a situation where it's myself and I have 5 children. And we were in a tight situation. And one of my friends gave me a call and said, "Hey, Tia, I heard about this place. It's called Habitat for Humanity." And I was like, I heard of it before, but more like, the store that they have.
Mm-hmm.
So she was like, no, it's a housing opportunity. I said, housing opportunity. So I reached out. I went online, Googled it, came right up, and I filled out the application. After they gave me like a little bit of knowledge of what it was to help families going through situations such as myself, circumstances, not the best, single parent homes, low income. And I was like, hey, that fits me. So I went through the process. They came in and kind of evaluated everything. And that's my story from there. And they helped me, the single mom.
So tell me about the sweat equity you had to put in there. What did you have to do physically?
Wow. Okay. So sweat equity, pretty much we go in, like you said, it can be new construction or if it's a rehab house. You learn how to use nail guns. You learn how to put up doors.
Your own HGTV, huh?
Everything, right. I think I can do flooring, carpet. I think I'm the woman.
Now, it was your house a new build or a rehabbed home?
It was rehab, but it was a part of Habitat for Humanity. And they went in, it's a 5-bedroom home, and it's beautiful. I wish you could see it.
That's wonderful.
Beautiful.
And I'm sure your twins are like happy they have their own room.
Own room, and that is the best thing because everyone has their own room.
Now, Carla, there are income restrictions, correct, in terms of who is eligible?
Yes, they are guidelines, and it's based on the number that's in the number of individuals in the family. So depending on how many in the families, it's based on that.
So talk to me about the process because, Tia made it sound like, she just filled out a form and walked in there and you guys said, here's a house.
It's just that easy. We just give them the keys and say good luck. No, actually, there is a process and there is an application online, shrhabitat.org, and all the guidelines are spelled out on the application. But it is an application where we ask how many are in the household, we ask for income. We also ask them for their story because there needs to be some type of need within the family. Either they're underhoused, they could be in subsidized housing and they want to purchase. So there does need to be a need. And we go through that. We have a selection committee. Emily Grimmer, who is also a family services coordinator in our office. We love everybody that comes through the door. So we have to put the applications through a committee and they take a look at it and look at the qualifications. And like Tia mentioned, we do a home visit. Just to make sure, that their conditions are what they say they are on the application. And then we move from there. We want to make sure that they can complete the sweat equity hours. But the children can participate in the sweat equity hours as well. Their report cards, an A may count for 2 hours of sweat equity and that type thing.
Okay.
I've had families children to bring in gingerbread houses as a project, and that goes towards their sweat equity hours as well. So it's really it includes everybody in the family.
So Wayne, the idea of the sweat equity, that makes a closer connection for the family also in terms of...
It connects the family members with our other volunteers. It's kind of a transformational opportunity. If you came to Habitat site, in fact, I met a woman the other day who went to a Habitat work site on the day she was getting married. She and her husband wanted to make an impact and say that their career, that their marriage together was going to be to help people. So they had their bridesmaids, their ushers, the whole wedding party came and worked at a work site. Well, they worked with a family. So it's a way of bonding with a family in need. So the family puts in a sweat equity. It also gives them a chance to learn about their house. We require that at least half of their sweat equity is on the house that they're going to move into. So because it's home ownership and because many people aren't used to home ownership, they can learn themselves how to fix, like the doors, like Tia said. They know how the flooring works. They have a hands-on feeling of that house. It gives them buy-in in addition to the mortgages that you wouldn't get otherwise. But it also transforms the lives of the people who work there. Because we all talk about, home issues. We talk about poverty. But when you put your hands in this, in the same location as somebody else who's going to get that house, it helps transform your life as well as theirs.
Wow, that sounds so special. 440-2665 or 1-800-940-2240. Give us a call and ask your questions. Are you considering or are you in need of new housing? And you may fall into the guidelines. Give us a call and we can talk about it. 440-2665 or 1-800-940-2240. So, Carla, let me ask you, when people apply and so forth, what's the major stumbling block, if you will, that they may have towards getting a new home?
Major stumbling block is credit, because like Wayne mentioned, we do not give houses away. So they need to qualify for a mortgage. The majority of our mortgages are through VHDA. So we do give them training so that they can receive a VHDA certificate. It's a good mortgage, meaning that there's no predatory lending involved, but they do need to go through training, which Tia did receive. But that is the major thing, is repairing credit. So that allows me to talk about our Home Buyers Club. And we are going to be offering a once-a-month class there at our 900 Tidewater Drive office. It's going to start Tuesday, November the 11th from 6 to about 7:30. And we're just asking the general public, the community at large, if you're interested in home ownership, then we're going to give you the training. So even if you may not qualify now
for Habitat Home.
Home. That's exactly right. Hopefully we are going to create a pool or a population of individuals that are trained to go into a mortgage, qualify for a mortgage, and be successful at home ownership.
Tia, tell us about those classes. Were they difficult, or what did you learn from them?
Oh no, the classes weren't difficult. It was a avenue to doing other things to make myself better. For instance, we had different credit bureaus like Equifax, TransUnion. Everyone came in and they told you, okay, this is your credit. People didn't know that credit reports are free. You can get a free credit report every year. People didn't know that. So just them sitting down, showing you, okay, you need to do this. Don't spend this, kind of budget, your funds out. Kind of go to those creditors, if you have credit cards and things like that. You don't want too many credit cards. Like, don't do it. Just don't do it. But it gives you like an avenue to know this is what you want, this is your goal, focus on it and stick to it. And if you do that, then in the end, you'll have that credit score, not 500 anymore. You can look at like 700, 720. So it works for me. It worked for me. And being that I work for the bank, I work with Capital One. Like every day you hear those stories where people, like Wayne said, they go into foreclosures, this happens, or unforeseen situations come up, and some is just you didn't pay your bill. You had too much credit. You don't want too much stuff that you have to pay back. So it kind of keeps you disciplined.
Disciplined there.
Yeah.
So how does it feel to be a homeowner? This is your first home?
This is my first home. It is awesome. It's amazing. It's no longer, okay, you're paying rent, but what are you paying rent for? It's like you're throwing your money away. With you paying mortgage and it's your first home, you can do anything you want to do with your home. It's something that you invest in. It's something that I can pass down now to my kids, my son, my daughter, something that they can have. And it's beautiful for them to see me go through something like that. Hey, my mom owned a house. That's something I want to do too. So it's wonderful. And the schooling system is awesome. It's amazing. It's it opened up new avenues. At first where I was at, my son, he wasn't doing the best in that area because of the area that we were in, but now he sees other things. He's excelling beyond that I could even imagine.
It was even more than just the physical a building,
right?
But moving more into your actual life and the lives of your children too.
Yes.
Wayne?
Well, there's a lot of statistics for what happens when parents own their houses as opposed to renting their houses. You take out any other factors like race or salary, income, all those. Children who are raised in homes their parents own do 9% better in English, 7% better in math, They're 30% more likely to graduate high school, 140% more likely to go to college. Wow. They have less behavioral problems, whether it's teen pregnancy, drug and alcohol abuse, getting in trouble with the police. So it's a fact that children who are raised in homes their parents live in do better than children who are raised in homes their parents rent. And we think it's because of the pride of ownership and stability and having a real place to come home every single day. Mm-hmm. When you rent, I mean, Barbara, you've probably rented a car. When you return that car, you don't wash that car, right? It's someone else's car. You rent an apartment, you rent something at someone else's. When it's your home, you're responsible for the grass. You're responsible for the refrigerator, the freezer, the carpeting. You take pride in that. And the children see that pride and have that, you know, that grounding. Mm-hmm. And it makes a huge impact on their lives.
Where do you get the homes? Where do you get the homes?
The rehab homes, we got a number of them from banks. As I said, the banks don't want to own homes. So when they foreclose on families, the first thing they want to do is get rid of them. Bank of America, as you probably know, we got a number of them from Bank of America because they had too many they foreclosed. Mm-hmm. We have cities that have been selling them to us at discount prices. We're looking for homes from individuals who may have foreclosed or something like that. Mm. So we get them a variety of ways. We're about to begin new construction actually in Suffolk, so we're kind of have a hybrid model of new construction as well as rehabs. Mm-hmm. So we're going to start 9 brand new homes in Suffolk. We're going to break ground any week now and build 9 homes from scratch. So that's the old Habitat model. You know, we're using as many models as we can to be successful.
Mm-hmm. So when you purchase these homes that you ultimately wind up rehabbing, is it Habitat buying the home and then selling it to
correct
the yes. homeowner? Is that how that?
Our affiliate buys the homes.
Okay.
Then we rehab them and then we sell them to the owner.
Mm-hmm. So Carla, who are you looking for? Is there a waiting list for these homes, or do you have enough people?
There is no waiting list, and we are looking for families that are in need of home ownership. The credit does not have to be perfect. We will help you repair the credit. We will help you with budgeting. But if you're interested in home ownership and you're seriously interested, it's something that you've thought about, and you're willing to put in a little work, that is who we are interested in. We have homes right now. We have 2 homes available one in Portsmouth on Johnson Avenue, and then we have a rehab that we think is going to be absolutely gorgeous in the Berkeley area of Norfolk on Huff Street. Mm-hmm. So we really want families, one for Huff and one for Johnson.
So when someone starts the process, normally, how long is it from application to move-in day? Is there a range or a time?
If things go as smooth as possible, like the credit score works out. I don't think we can do it in under 3 to 6 months. More typically, it's a year to 18 months. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But right now, because we have a couple homes, if everything goes as smooth as possible, it could be expedited. But it's usually a long process. We work with families who earn, we've talked about this, they earn in the 40 to 60% of the average median income. So we don't work with rich families. We don't work with people who've got no income. We've got a sweet spot of, and I hate to say numbers because people latch onto it. But generally speaking, we want families who earn between $25,000 and $45,000, depending on the size of the family and which city. So if your listeners are out there and someone, maybe they're a veteran and they work in the shipyards and they make $18 an hour and they've got 2 kids, that's our sweet spot that we're looking for you right now. Somebody who makes an okay living, not homeless, unless they've got an income. Those are the people we're looking for right now.
Okay. Jose joins us from Hampton. Hi, Jose. You're on the air.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I just had a question for Wayne about if he could speak about the Habitat for Heroes program.
Okay.
Be happy to. I just mentioned we have a commitment that we want to sell at least 25% of all of our homes to veterans, whether they're Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, Coast Guard, all veterans. We're sitting right here in South Hampton Roads with the largest Navy base in the world. We know that there's too many homeless veterans. We know that too many people have served our country, are not participating in the American dream. So we want to make sure those who have fought for the American dream will be able to participate in the American dream. So we set up this Habitat for Heroes, where we're looking for veterans who are renting and don't have their own homes, that we can sell them a house through Habitat for Heroes.
Same thing. How do the neighborhoods that you go into to build or to rehab, what's the response from the neighborhood, and how do you interact with that neighborhood?
Habitat is one of the most well-known brands in the United States. And we always talk about, almost everybody's heard about Habitat. Now, they may have misconceptions, but initially, in our first couple of years, I've been working with Habitat since the 1980s, really. There was initially that NIMBY, not in my backyard.
Right.
We think we've overcome that. These 9 homes we're building in Suffolk, we had open door from the mayor, from the city council, from zoning. There was one person who was opposed to it. And he was opposed to it because he wanted to put in a shopping center rather than homes. Everyone says, we love Habitat, we want you there. When there's an abandoned house on a street, it is hurting property values by 5 to 10%. So they want that house rehabbed. I don't think we have a sense. Habitat has a good enough reputation now that they know that we're screening families, we're doing background checks, we're doing credit checks. They know that we're putting a family in there who's going to be home ownership. I don't want to say it's 100% open arms, but the NIMBY element has really dropped off. I think people want Habitat in their neighborhoods and know we're putting in quality families in these homes.
Tia, if someone came to you and said, okay, Tia, you just went through this process, what is the one thing that you would tell them to be sure that they either did or did not do as they go through the process? Was there anything that surprised you, or if you look back at your experience, if I had just done X or Y? Yeah.
I will honestly say your credit.
Okay.
I will honestly say that. Like, if you're serious, if I would have just I take that back. What I would say is, don't think that it's too late. Never think that you can't do it, because you can't do it. Don't wait. Ownership, you don't have to be older in age to do it. You don't have to, just be scared of it. You have to embrace it. It's something that you have to want. Like, you want to do better. You have to set that goal for yourself. Don't be afraid. Step out on faith. That's all you have to do. Believe that you can do it. I wish that I would have did it a while ago. But, but when I did, I just took that leap of faith and I didn't turn back. Don't let people, try to turn you against it or anything like that. Just take a leap of faith.
So, Carla, if a family gets involved with you and they do have some credit issues, do you work with them until those issues are resolved? In other words, do they go into a pipeline and can they stay there until they can get?
That's what we're beginning to do.
Okay.
If we see that the credit can be repaired within maybe 12 months, then yes, we create an action plan for them. We sit with them one-on-one. They're invited to come to the classes. And yes, we work with them until we can say, you know what, you qualify for Habitat for Humanity, if that's an option for you, or if that's something you're thinking about. But something else I want to talk about Tia is that she really believes in sticking with the credit plans, sticking with your goals. She talks about it, or she talked about it at her dedication. And we have a dedication at the end, or when the family moves in. At the end of the construction, the family moves in. We all go out, and I tell Wayne, that when you see the construction workers out there, and you see Wayne out there, you see the volunteers out there, you see our red hats, our cream of the crop volunteers come out, and we do the dedication and the family talks, that is when everything comes together and you feel like, okay, we're ready to build another house. And Tia, she really believes in it. At her dedication, she sang.
That's wonderful.
But she told everybody that was in attendance, hey, the program works, but you've got to work the program too. And so when you talk about how long does it take, I tell my families all the time, if I move you in a house tomorrow, are you going to be successful? Maybe not, So it takes time to make that switch from rental or living with family or friends to move into home ownership. So the year and a half, don't let that throw you off. It really
and that really is not very long.
It's
in
not
terms
very
of,
long in the grand scheme of things. And it gives you time. It gives you time for the training. It gives you time to get your sweat equity in. Sweat equity, we're asking for 350 to 450 hours. So it's not like coming out and doing a weekend. It's not. And it's mandatory. So we call and we say, hey, you haven't come out and you haven't worked on a site. We want the sweat equity just like we want the down payment. We tell them all the time, it's money to us. Because it's your buy-in, it's your investment. And if you're invested in the home, then the probability is that you're going to be successful as a homeowner.
Wayne, what happens if you're not successful? I mean, in other words, if a family finds themselves in trouble, can they come back to you all for assistance? Or
Sure. We have an incredibly low foreclosure rate, considering that we're working with low-income families. But we say all the time, we don't give homes away for free. We will work with families. We'll work with VHDA. We'll set up payment programs. But at the end of the day, if somebody can't pay, then we will move them out. We have a very low rate of that. Habitat, our affiliate, is under 4%, and that matches Habitat International, 4%, which is much lower than the commercial rates. Because I think our families know they're never going to get a better deal than that. They're never going to find 0% interest. They're never going to find a mortgage that is half what their rental is. So even in the Great Recession, we had families who lost their jobs. They figured out ways to get that payment from family or friends. They begged, they borrowed. I hope they didn't steal. But they found a way to keep those payments. Our families are committed to their homes, and they will make those payments. But at the end of the day, we don't give homes away.
now, if someone wants to get in touch with Habitat, Carla, who do they call? We've got about 3 minutes left. So who do they call? How do they reach you?
They can call Carla Holmes at 757-640-0590, extension 208. They can also reach me email, and they can also contact emily.grimmer at shrhabitat.org. So we work very hard.
And that is the website, SHR Habitat?
shrhabitat.org. And also November the 11th, we're starting our Home Buyers Club. So from 6 to 7 o'clock, if it's even something you think you might be interested in, come by and let's talk about it. Okay. And we'll be there.
Tia, one last thing you'd like to say to people?
Last thing is, if it's something that you want to do, stick to it, believe, have faith, and anything can happen.
And Wayne, if someone wants to volunteer or they want to come to, I think you're having a Dream Builders Luncheon coming up.
Yeah, same thing. Our website will help you through all these things. If you want to volunteer in a work site, come to our website. You just Google Habitat Norfolk, you'll find it, but it's SHR for Southampton Roads Habitat. There's a way, just follow your nose, the volunteering, sign up, we'll put you on a work site. And yet, Barbara, we have our annual event is just a month away. It's 4 weeks from yesterday. We call it our Dream Builders Luncheon. It'll be on December 4th at the Westin in downtown City Center, Virginia Beach. I want to extend you an invitation, and I hope your hearers will also come to this event. It's kind of our signature event. It's a luncheon, and we have families speak. We talk about what we've done throughout the year, our hopes and plans for the future. It's a special event. Again, it's on our website. When you click on our website, it comes right up as a pop-up window. So here's an invitation for you to come as my guest, Barbara.
Okay, thank you very much for that. And, I feel from all of you all just the mission. I can see that you're all driven in terms of helping people.
Passionate.
Being passionate about it. Okay, so that's Habitat for Humanity, habitatshr.org. And we thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And we will be right back.
chair is still a chair, even when there's no one sitting there. But a chair is not a house, and a house is not a home when there's no one there to hold you tight, and no one there you can kiss good night.
And welcome back to Another View. Our producer and our audio engineer just picking those songs to go along with those topics. That is something else. Well, it is that time of year, time to enroll in health insurance through the Affordable Care Act marketplace. Here's to tell us what we need to know is Gaylene Kanoyton, president of Celebrate Healthcare. Hi, Gaylene. How are you?
Hi, Barbara. Thank you for having me here today.
Absolutely. Pull your mic up. There you go. Just a little bit so everybody can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
So I know this is the season.
Tis the season.
Tis the season. Is there anything major that has changed this year from last year in terms of enrollment?
The major thing is that we've got 12 million people in the United States covered with health care, and we've got over 200,000 people in Virginia that's covered right now. Mm-hmm. But in terms of major, it's pretty much the same. People just need to know what the rules are, whether they qualify to get health care. They need to know if they qualify to get a subsidy. Let's say that everybody qualifies for health care, but if they get a government subsidy, that's what they need to know if they qualify for that. And the things that they need to bring when they come to enroll, and just overall knowledge about what the Affordable Care Plan includes.
Now, if you enrolled last year, do you have to re-enroll?
You have to renew. You have to renew unless you chose an automatic renewal. You need to go on healthcare.gov site, or you could call your insurance agent, whoever you're insured with, whether it's with Anthem, Blue Cross,
and
or whatever.
Are insurance companies notifying people to that effect?
Yes,
that they need to re-enroll.
Yes, and you need to make sure that your status is either the same, or if it's changed, you need to make changes on that. And so it's critical that everyone visit healthcare.gov and go onto their account or their contact whoever they have their insurance with, and make sure that all of their information is the same, or if they need to make a change, they can go ahead and make a change with that as well.
So those would be life-changing issues such as marriage or the addition of children, things of that sort.
Or if you make more money.
Or if you
If you have an increase, in money or a decrease in money, and your salary or whatever that case might be, that needs to be recorded.
That's interesting. Okay, 440-2665 or 1-800-940-2240. Give us a call. What questions do you have about enrolling in the healthcare marketplace this year? 440-2665 or 1-800-940-2240. So, Gaylene, we hear all the politics around the Affordable Care Act, and now that the Republicans have taken over both houses, there's a lot of talk about repealing it and so forth and so on. What is the reaction that you all hear on the ground in terms of how people feel about this opportunity and whether or not they want it to go away?
People on the ground want health care. They want to go to the doctor, and they want to have an avenue to get there, and be able to afford to go. We are our brothers and sisters keepers, and so we have to ensure that everyone have health care. And so when we hear the politicians up on the top talking about how bad the health care is, when we're on the ground, all we hear is the success stories. And we hear, how healthcare has helped people. And the more people that we get going to the doctor early, we'll have a healthier America. And then our premiums won't be as high because we'll have preventative care. And that's why it's important we get younger people into the plan.
Yeah, let's talk about the invincibles.
Yes, the young invincible.
So these are young people who are, say between 20 and...
Under 30.
Under 30. 30.
Under 30.
Okay.
Now, a young person can be on their parents' insurance until they're 26 years old. And this year, Celebrate Healthcare this enrollment period is going to focus on the young, invincible women, because women are decision makers in families, and veterans without health care. So those are the three categories that we're going to focus on. But the young, invincible is critical, because the more young people, healthy people we get in the system, the lower our premiums will be.
And what are young people, are they still saying, but I'm not sick and I don't anticipate getting sick, and why should I put this money out there?
They are, and we partner with a national organization called the Young Invincible, and they're actually going to be coming down to Hampton Roads again and work with me on my events. And they talk to young people on through social media, and I'm starting to see young people starting to get it now. We enrolled this one young lady during the last enrollment period. She was 27 years old. She's paying $28 a month, and she said, "You know what? I just won't have 2 or 3 pizzas or 2 pizzas a month. I just give that up so I can pay for my health care." But they even have insurance plans for young people where they can have a couple of doctor visits a year and pay a nominal fee. So there's all kinds of plans that can help young people.
And they just really need to examine all of those plans.
That's exactly
right. You
right.
mentioned veterans. I'm surprised, because I would think that the VA would cover.
Well, you have some veterans out there that don't have what they need in terms of it. I mean, you've got some situations where they're not covered and where they can't get it. There's a threshold for veterans as well as it is for anyone else, in different categories. So we do have veterans out there that doesn't qualify for certain health care.
So, we got a call. Let's go to the phone lines. 440-2665 or 1-800-940-2240. Mark joins us from Norfolk. Hi, Mark. You're on the air.
Good morning.
Good morning. Or afternoon now.
Afternoon now, right? But look, I just wanted to say, ask Ms. Gaylene, because she's certainly been on the ground, politically speaking, for a long time. But Gaylene, the issue is, what is the disconnect between the people who have this vast population who need competent health care? At the same time, these are the individuals that won't show up to, one, say how great it is, and two, politically participate to the point where they can ensure that they can keep their health care. So what can we do to get these people connected to the process that have these needs?
It's our responsibility.
Thank you, Mark.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
It's our responsibility to educate and encourage everyone, that's enrolled in healthcare to continue to be strong supporters and advocates for it. And one of the things that we do at our Enroll Fest is that we provide information. We have a database, and we continue on to talk to the base about why they should show up and support healthcare and bring other people. And they're bringing other people to our events. They are doing that, and I think the ones that we enrolled are going to the polls and they're voting, but this is new. And it's a process. And so we have to keep talking about it over and over again, having these events, Enroll Fest events, educating the ground, educating the citizens on how well healthcare is working, and how you can best utilize it, to work for you.
And I want to tell our listeners, grab a pencil and a piece of paper, because Gaylene has several events that are going on, and so we will tell you about those in just a moment. But the people who assist others with the website, with understanding, I think they're called AC.
You have navigators and you have certified application counselors.
Okay.
And the navigators are the ones that are the government-issued agents.
Okay. And how does one get into that?
To become a certified? So if you are a organization or a church, we're trying to encourage many churches to become certified application counselors. It's a volunteer position. Once you get approved, if you have a freestanding building or somewhere where people can come, an office or where people can come in and get enrolled, you can apply for it. Go on healthcare.gov, go to certified application counselors, apply to become one, and then it's a 5-hour online course that you would take. And then once you become a certified application counselor, you can help other people enroll. the more churches, businesses, or organizations that have an office where people can come to enroll, because you have to have a dedicated computer or laptop to enroll people. With the Urban League of Hampton Roads, they're certified application counselors. They help us out as well. The more organizations and churches that we have to become certified application counselors, the more people will understand what the health care is. They'll get the correct information, and the more people will get enrolled into the system. And to the gentleman who just called, that's how we can educate people by more people becoming certified application counselors.
Now, I know that we talk particularly on this show from an African American perspective. Is the information getting into the African American community? Are we signing up?
We are signing up. Yeah, we are signing up. We can do a better job, but this is the second go round. The first go round was good, but this is the second go round, so it's going to only get better and better. But the word is getting out. People are calling me now, Gaylene, when are you having your next event? We have people ready to sign up now. I'm like, you have to wait till the 15th now.
440-2665 or 1-800-940-2240. Kathy joins us from Chesapeake. Hi, Kathy. You're on the air.
Hi. Thanks so much for taking my call.
Absolutely.
My family and I, which consists of my husband, myself, and our 2 children, have health insurance through my husband's job, but it's very expensive, and I was interested in sort of doing a cost comparison, but someone told me that if there's insurance available to my family, that we couldn't qualify for the Obamacare. Is that true?
If you have your husband have insurance, if you have insurance that that's available to you, 9 times out of 10, no, you cannot have insurance. You can't have affordable care along with insurance, with the work insurance.
So could her husband, for example, could he be on the plan and the rest of the family go and go through the marketplace?
They can call 218-318-2596. 1-800-318-2596. You have certain cases and certain situations, and the experts on that line will be able to answer those questions.
So, Kathy, I guess the question is then to just go ahead and check it out and describe your individual situation, because it's done on an individual basis.
Exactly.
Is that right?
But see, the thing about it, you have to realize this. It goes by household income. And so, Kathy, do you work?
No.
Okay, so it goes by household income. So if Kathy goes to apply for insurance, she doesn't have her household income will be whatever her husband's income will be for her category, and I don't know what that is. Right. But if you call 1-800-318-2596, they'll be able to look at your scenario and see if it's going to be really worth your while to even to try and get it on your own.
Okay, Kathy, I hope that helps. Thanks so much for calling. Let's go to Mike in Surrey. Hi, Mike. You're on the air.
Hi. Thanks for taking my call. I'm a bit confused about the topic of collecting disability when I'm currently on Medicare. I became eligible a year and a half ago. And at that time, I was pursuing disability as well as Social Security. And I am receiving Social Security, but a lot of my money goes towards helping to pay for my medical needs. My question is, can you collect disability when you're on Medicare?
That question is for Medicare. I'm speaking on the affordable care side of it. Medicare have their own rules and regulations. I would recommend that you talk to your Medicare representative, and they'll be able to answer those questions for you.
Okay, Mark, I hope that helps you out. Let's see. Teresa joins us from Newport News. Hi, Teresa. You're on the air.
Thank you.
Sure.
For taking my call. I'm 63. I'm a retired state employee, and I have insurance that I've always had and kept when I retired with Blue Cross Blue Shield. My premium for my single person is over $500 a month. My co-pays for doctors, I have chronic illness, are $40 a visit. Some of my prescriptions are as much as $60 a copay. I have insurance, and I cannot afford to go to the doctor. I only have my Social Security and my state retirement. I'm on a limited income. I'm too young for Medicare. I'm afraid to give up the insurance I have to look for something less expensive for fear that I won't get proper treatment and care.
Okay, let's let let's let Gaylene answer.
As long as you make over $11,450 a year, that's the threshold. You can't make underneath that. You can go into the Affordable Care Plan, and I'm not sure what you make a month, what your household income is, but I suspect that from what you're telling me that you'll probably be eligible for a government subsidy, and you will get the same care. It's not different. You have different levels. It depends on how much you want to pay. And I recommend that you look into it. You can see what your options are into affordable care. It's not going to cost you anything to do your research to make sure that you're getting the exact same thing that you're getting now. And you could pay less and get the same thing in affordable care.
So therefore, you don't have to give up. She doesn't have to give up her insurance first.
No,
she can go on.
She can go online. She has. The enrollment period is from November 15th until February the 15th. It's a short turnaround now, but she can come to our event, and we will talk about it in a minute in Hampton, and we'll have people there to talk to her about it with it as well. So
okay, let's talk about these events.
Okay,
go ahead. When are they, and what's going on?
So November 15th and 16th is the kickoff to open enrollment, and we're going to have a Hampton Roads Enroll Fest kickoff weekend, November 15th and 16th. On the peninsula, on November 15th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., we'll be at the Boo Williams Sportsplex, which is 5 Armstead Point. And we'll have a press conference at 10 o'clock, and then we'll have a roundtable discussion on updates for affordable care, and we're also going to do an Ebola prevention roundtable too. And so with that, we're going to have Joanne Grossi. She's going to be here from US HHS, which is Health and Human Services, and we also have someone from the Secretary of Health from Virginia will be coming down. The policy advisor will be coming down with that as well. We're coming down for the roundtable. Then on Saturday too, on the south side, will be from 11 a.m. to 3. We'll be at Lambert's Point Community Center, 1251 West 42nd Street in Norfolk. That's right near ODU, right down the street from WHRO.
Yes.
And this is going to be our Young Invincible event. It's open to everyone. Everybody can come in. They can learn. They can enroll, whatever. But we really want to target young people at this Lambert's Point. And then on Sunday, November 16th, from 11 till 3, we'll be at Lucas Professional Center, 1214 County Street in Portsmouth. And at all of our events, we will have free screenings. Bon Secours will be doing free screenings. We'll have certified application counselors, navigators, TFA benefits will be there as well. We will have Enroll Virginia. We'll have all kinds of resources there. The public health departments will be there as well. We'll have resources where people can come in, ask questions. The Department of Social Services will be there too to help people who are not eligible to enroll. So we'll have all the resources there where it's a one-stop shop where people will be able to come in and see what their options are.
Okay, we've got about 3 minutes. I want to try to get one more call in. Lee joins us from Hampton. Hi, Lee.
Hey, how you doing? I have a quick comment about the Affordable Care Act. I think the politicians, the newly elected politicians up there who wants to repeal the act, I think they want to do it to belittle the president from his prime success of his presidency. I think they're doing it just to belittle him, and and they don't care about how the act is helping out people out here.
Okay,
they're not looking at it that way. They just want to repeal it.
Thank Thank you for those comments. And while we're not talking about the political side of it because you're down on the ground.
Yeah, we're on the ground doing it. You know what? We'll let them figure out what they want to do up there. We'll continue enrolling people on the ground.
Fantastic.
And if people have any questions, they can call 757-287-0277, 757-287-0277, or they can visit our website. We're in the midst of updating it now, celebratehealthcare.net. That's celebratehealthcare.net, or you can like us on Facebook, Celebrate Healthcare.
Okay, and you can also find all of this information on our website, anotherviewradio.org. So there are 3 different events. Two on Saturday, the 15th, one on Sunday, the 16th. There's plenty of information out there. Everyone, you have from November 15th through
February 15th. We're going to do somewhere around 25 events from Richmond all the way to Hampton Roads and Petersburg. And we have an event in Richmond we're partnering with the mayor's office on November 22nd. So we're excited about being in Richmond too.
Okay. So that is Gaylene Kanoyton. She is president of Celebrate Healthcare. And your message is just for everybody to please come on out, get registered. We try to bring you this information, listeners, so that you can take care of your family and yourself with your health care. And we will be right back.
Hello, this is Spike Lee. What's happening? And you listen to Another View, 89.5 FM on WHRV.
Boy, you just never know who's going to stop by Another View. That was Spike Lee. Listen, before we leave you on this Friday, let me tell you about a very special event. It's the 2014 American India Foundation's first annual Richmond Gala. It's Saturday, November 15th from 7 until 11 p.m. at the Science Museum of Virginia, which is located at 2500 Broad Street in Richmond. There will be an award ceremony, dinner, and dancing. And the special honoree is Dr. Michael Rayo, president of the Virginia Commonwealth University. You can buy tickets online at donate.aif.org/Richmond Gala 2014, or you can email them at virginia@aif.org. So we always try to bring you some events that are going on in the community. And don't forget to visit our website, anotherviewradio.org. There you can download podcasts of previous shows, and you can check out all kinds of happenings on our events page. And you can sign up for our eView newsletter, a once-a-week reminder of upcoming shows. And be sure to like us on Facebook. Let me give you one more time the information for the Celebrate Healthcare events. Saturday, November the 15th from 11 until 3 at Lambert's Point Community Center, particularly for young folks who are wondering whether or not they need to get health care. Also, Saturday, November 15th from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. on the Peninsula at the Boo Williams Sportsplex, which is at 5 Armistead Point Parkway in Hampton. And then Sunday, November the 16th from 11 until 3, Lucas Professional Center, 1214 County Street in Portsmouth. So lots of places. Go find out if you qualify. Go sign up for health care. Next week is the Another View Roundtable. Roger, Will, Carol, and Bill will be here to mix it up on hot topics making the news. Our theme music was composed and performed by Jay Sennett. Lisa Godley is our show producer. Victor Bowen is our audio engineer, and Kamaria Mason answered our phones. I'm Barbara Ham Lee. Have a fabulous weekend, everyone. And let's get together again next Friday at noon for Another View.